I had to fix my script for the video editor. It was not working. For whatever reason, there's this part of the script that is designed to remove silent portions of a video clip. And it works okay. It's not perfect, but usable. And for whatever reason, on Windows 11 was not working. I based it off of someone else's script, and I did modify it a lot. And there's a feature when you render in Vegas. So you go File, Render As, and then down here the render options, it says Save Loudness Log File next to the media file. And his idea and what I use in mine is to generate that in a render, so you can get that loudness information from the stuff that's on the timeline. So it's functional enough, but for whatever reason, I swapped it to generate WAV files instead of MP3 files, which he had originally used, and the WAV files didn't work. So maybe there's some setting that it relies on, who knows, but I swapped it back and it does function now. I also noticed some bugs and stuff because I can't truly debug with this anymore. They removed that functionality from Vegas itself in version 20 and 21 and 22 in every consecutive one, most likely, which is irritating, but I kind of get it. There was probably someone using it to hack around Vegas itself and like crack it and stuff so they can use it for free. So, I mean, if someone's going to go to that extreme, you're really only hurting your customers by removing features like that people that at a level will use it. It's probably not a ton of people. Sure, I'm a paying customer, so not great for me, but I can still make scripts. It just takes more effort and design of the program to properly do it. And I have to go in here and slowly, assuming I just haven't done much with it lately, but I can modify some things and try to make it more functional when I can't actually debug it through the debugger itself. So I had change, I'm not even sure where it is, but there was an if statement that I didn't have a else. So in programming, you have if, else type of things. And this one's probably a problem, but yeah, I can't really do an else statement here I could generate log data or something, but I couldn't really do a pop-up here because it's a loop. That would be really obnoxious. Okay, here's what I added. I didn't have this else statement here. So what was happening, I was going into this try-catch thing. What this does is it catches errors. It'll give you a pop-up if there's a problem, but there wasn't enough of a problem to hit this. And inside here, the parse loudness log function wasn't getting the data, but it was like empty data. And then this part resulted in nothing basically happening. I did see a little bit happen, but it just wasn't working right. I was like, what the heck is going on? So putting this in here at least let me realize that the problem was in here somewhere, or potentially here. If I go here, and then you can see this thing creates a file name. It makes a file name plus path for a temporary file to be generated. And in this section, I was doing the WAV render instead of the MP3 render, which was the problem. Why exactly? Who knows at this point? But the MP3 one works. I eventually figured that out. Yeah, so now I have to modify my program to work in that fashion, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just there's limitations to how you can develop, because it's nice being able to pause a program that's running and go in there and look at the memory and look at things and then step through code to see what's actually happening. So from the standpoint of doing it properly, you can't do it properly. So you just need to create code in situations where something's not working as you would expect, or you're just like the logic isn't right. You're gonna have to create a bunch of log data to print out. Yeah. So in that case, I should start doing that. What I can do, we don't want that. For some reason, the toolbar thing is not here. Toolbox, there it is. So we got our toolbox. This is a Windows Form application, this is kind of like my, I don't know if favorite is the right word, but long term, most of the programming that I've most enjoyed the most is with this. So Visual Studio, Windows Forms applications. It's changed a lot over the years, and originally I was using Visual Basic type of stuff like this. I think it was Visual Basic 5 or 6 or maybe 4 that I started on. Idea here was to add a tab, change the title of it, logs good enough. And I can add text box, do a rich text box or a regular one. But to use this properly and get colors and stuff is probably a hassle. I can ask ChatGPT. Let's see, what is this? Windows Forms, C#.net. I don't know what version I'm using. .NET Framework 4.8.8. I'm programming in Windows Forms. Use a rich text box system.forms for log data. What is this thing called? This is a class library. I can show this in a second. Well, probably good. With that rich text box, I'll be polite to it. Oh. All right, so it says to format log data in the rich text box controlling Windows Forms, you can use selection font, selection color, and append text. Basic setup. Selecting font style, probably bold, italicize, and change. All right, just doing a new font, colorizing text. Easy enough. Combining font and color. Pending log data. Got a read aloud feature. So. Don't need this. Force to vertical. And then also anchors. So this, if I would resize this control, I want it to change size as well. So that's good. And then probably the best way to do this, it's very possible I had written something like this in the past. Where? I've got some tutorial stuff. Probably not. Let me search my website. Let me not use this browser. Log. Logging. What? Whatever. Oh, another good thing about Windows 11, the File Explorer is tabbed now. So you can have multiple tabs of file stuff in File Explorer. So that's nice. Actual functionally good thing. And the chance of me finding old code that would be functionally useful, probably pretty low here. Yeah, well, let's see what this looks like. I released this one as open source. No, it doesn't. Take a look at this. This is also open source. Nope. I will say it's nice how fast, even at 65 watt TDP, how fast this program opens. Maybe I should convert my newer Raspberry Pi into a Git server. So I have the old one set up that way, but I haven't used it in a long time. I guess it's fine. I could just update that one, but the newer one has faster everything. It's just sitting around at the moment so that I can go through all this code and like push it to the repo for a local Git server so it can be tracked better and have another backup. I've got it probably copied over to multiple drives and stuff, but not really seeing. Here's some generic code. C# background worker. Switch. Let me take a look at this. Date and time code. Actually, a cool thing to do would be to have a local AI model that runs and uses my old code as context. I don't think I have the hardware for that. Although I do have a computer now, but it's a little old. There was a rumor that Intel might be releasing a 24 gigabyte GPU that hopefully wouldn't be stupidly expensive. But 24 gigabytes is still not a ton in the AI space. You probably would need like 192, 128, but I don't know if any GPUs have that much VRAM. So what they do now is they get multiple 3080s or something, and they add up the VRAM basically with the stuff that they use. Right now I'm looking through some old generic code functions and stuff that I have, but I'm just making sure that there's nothing weird in there. I don't think there is, but it looks like I might have wanted to release this as a GPL, but I don't know, because I have a license in there, but I don't think I'd release this. I have CSV functionality. There's not much in there though. SQLite database access functions. SQLite is a local file-based database thing. You don't need a server to use it, which is nice. So you can use it like a file format, but it's a relational database. Yeah, I guess there's nothing here that's probably a problem. So this is just a bunch of old code that doesn't have like a specific purpose anymore. Emailing stuff, database stuff, math and number code, git double. Okay, there's the SQLite stuff, XML, Windows Forms code. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that I can use right now. So that's one project I could construct like a log system. If I were to do this, it's been a while. Add class. I don't know what internal means. Internal class. I think it would just be a static one because it has to be global. I mean, there could be situations where you would want different types of logging going on. So, I mean, maybe if it's instantiatable, that would make sense. So maybe not static, I guess. And then you would have it's been a while. This would be your constructor. Why does it? What? Why? And then in this case, there could be multiple types. So you got your generic one. You've got your one that's going to take a rich text box, but then it's going to ask me, okay, did it add that? Anyways, visual log control. How's that? And then you're going to have one of them in here. Maybe I should switch to programming. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm here. So it's my programming, software development. Okay, there we go. So we've got, what's wrong with this one? I don't know what's wrong. Oh, it's complaining about this. I don't know if you should make them null or not, but so this is just going to assign the past control to this dot. I think it's this dot. Yeah, just make sure it works. If you do 3 slashes in Visual Studio, it gives you this thing. So you can do comments that are structured. So I might be overcomplicating this because if I look at the code here, I could think about what types of errors could potentially happen, and then I could structure them in the logging. So if you have input-output error or a file writing error or some type of something else, then in the log I could have like a drop-down to select a certain type if I only want to see a certain type. That could potentially be useful. Problem is, doing more generally means more time, more effort. And there probably is some easier way to do all this. I know there's a mentality of test-driven development and stuff like that, but I never got into that. I'm not sure how that works either. Test Explorer. So it's using these things. Generating, generally the purpose of something like this is to create and run a bunch of tests that can be used to verify functionality into the future, which is cool, but I don't think I need to go this far. Check. Okay, this might be a good starting point. Check that your code is working as expected by creating and running unit tests. It's called unit testing because you break down the functionality of your program into discrete testable behaviors that you can test as individual units. Visual Studio Test Explorer provides a flexible and efficient way to run unit tests. Unit testing has the greatest effect on the quality of your code when it's an integral part of your development workflow. As soon as you write a function or other block of application code, create unit tests that verify the behavior of the code in response to standard, boundary, and incorrect cases of input data that check any explicit or implicit assumptions made by the code. With test-driven development, you create unit tests before you write the code. So you can use unit tests as both design documentation. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I vaguely remember I used to go to a .NET user group, like in person, a long time ago, and test-driven development and stuff like that was one of the topics occasionally. So we would get pizza, and they would give out stuff occasionally, which was cool. And this is back, the time period would be Windows Vista time period, because I got 1 or 2 licenses of Vista at the time, and that was back when Windows was more protected as a product, and they were more selective about giving it out for free or like easily. With Windows 10 and 11, it's easier to get it activated for low cost or free. But that's kind of the time period that I remember going over stuff like this. So it would be smart for me to refresh my knowledge on this and potentially use it, especially I can see the use of this, but I don't know if I could even run it on a class library like this. That could be, I think this thing is paid, unless they changed it. I don't know if these can run on a class library that can't even be run by itself. So that would be a waste of time if that's the case. Save this. The chances of me going back to this is low, but let me ask ChatGPT if, I guess I can show this. Somewhat related question. Talking to a UU'd. I think this is the word. It's using an interface. I don't even know what that is at the moment. I probably knew at some point in my life, but C#.interface. Microsoft Learn Challenge. What is this? Gain AI skills and increase wages by 21%. Build in-demand skills. Microsoft Learn Challenge. Ignite. They ignite. That's got the marketing stamp. Master cutting-edge technologies like Azure, Fabric, and this one didn't get marketing speak. Data security. 8 expertly curated topics, interactive community events, exclusive offers, sessions. You gain the skills. It's basically like, hey, we have all this stuff that we want you to use in our ecosystem. And then you'll get used to their ecosystem and you'll get used to their tools and be like, yeah, I should use Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft Fabric. I don't think this is anything that I care about here. I want an AI that's smart enough to edit my videos for me, which basically would have to be like general intelligence, I would think. Interface defines a contract. Any class, record, or struct implements contract must provide an implementation of the members. Oh, I get it. So what this would benefit me with is that if I did have different types of logging, I would have the Windows Forms control output log type and then potentially written to a file. And I could use the interface to have a generic interface to that. And I wouldn't have to have specialty ones. Yeah, that makes sense. Where's my chat? GPT memory updated. To implement exclusive logging into your class library, you can create a flexible logging system that can write logs to multiple destinations. Rich file. Here's a common approach. Define an interface for logging that abstracts the logging destination, making it flexible to extend to new targets. Yes. Global logger class. Static or singleton. Okay, that's the word I was... you can create global logger that can push log data to different targets. You can implement this as a static class or a singleton. So here's the interface thing. Maybe I should just have this thing write it for me. It's a static one. Logger instance. List of loggers. This could necessarily be incorrect, but I think at this point they've got these things pretty smart. So this is doing a static something. This is like an inline if statement. It's seeing if it's empty, maybe. I don't remember what exactly that is. I'm pretty sure it's a inline if. Like if it's null or something, or empty, maybe. Log for each logger. Log to different targets. So we've got our... I'm still not totally sure what I would want to change, like color and font and bold and not bold. I'm logging so hard right now. Just don't want that. There's my chat, please. Status code, status message, and result. It is a bad idea to use green and red. I'm not colorblind, but if I were to do anything with this in the future, let me think about that. Dang, how much did it give me? I don't know. Here it is. What was it called? iLogger. We got trees. Oops. No, it's one. So I'm gonna delete this. Bye-bye. We want this. Now we've got this. Rich text box logger. Add paste. No errors. Build. Wow, programming is so easy. File logger. New. New. What am I doing? What? This one? Am I dumb? Here it is. Paste. Did it not comment anything? What the heck? Oh, what is this? Yes. Oh no, that is not right. This one. Usage example. Say it's doing what I had. I don't know. It's using text. Yeah. Guess that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so when this starts, well, I think this is the entry point. No, where's the entry point? Here's the entry point. Yeah, because this stores the form public. There it is. Visual log. Let's just call it log. New. Oh no. Can't put it there. What? Okay. Log. I mean, I could have put it up there, but I have to instantiate it. Start it. We'll look at it now. Whatever. I don't need to put a comment here. I can't think of a good description anyways. So there's that. And then what I'm still not sure what the point of this is at the moment, but why is it complaining? Oh, complaining because this. Yeah? What? Maybe find by string. What does this return? Control array. Control.name. I only want one though. What does this return? Or is it turns an int? Is there a get? No. Is it control? Probably this one. The fuck? I don't know. I need help. What can I say? By the not sure. I'm not sure. It says true. First or default. It's using typecasting, and then it's also verifying. This defeats the purpose of a log. Sure, I'm just gonna let it do the thing. Would you look at that? That there. Log. Did it logger? Why is this not thing? Why is this not working? What? What is this? What was that? What was this? But it does. What the heck is this? Constructor injection. Oh, what is this? What is this? You have to make a... Oh, okay. Yeah, it did not give me that. GoPro. So I guess we logging in program. So now we've got an implemented interface, a generic implementation that is going to hold multiple types of the thing. Yeah, I guess that's flexible, because then this can hold different types of a thing, but they all have the same interface. But does it really accomplish anything? I don't know, because they would be called differently based on the type. Yeah, because yeah, it's fine, because the coloration and stuff is going to happen internally to the one type. There's no actual difference in what's passed, what's sent to it, because it bases its logic on the result text. Cool. Although my function calls to this thing will be text, and that's kind of not great. I can have it not do that, or I can do it myself. So it should be struct is the right word, not a struct. Yeah. What are those called? Shoot. Honestly, can't even remember the word. Instead of a string, let's make it a flippin' term name. Value for a struct member. Can't I remember what this is called? So as long as you know the name of tools and like the general idea of what to do, you can eventually get there. But I'm using the wrong term and I just can't remember what the flippin' thing is called. What is it called? Enumerator. Enumerator. Fantastic. Giving me all the stuff again. Yes. Where should I put this? Blah, 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 blah. iLogger with result type of enumerator. I'm going to put it in here. No, not this one. This one. Public. Put it in here? Honestly, do not know. Default information. Is not available in 7.3. Please use 8.0. Default interface implementation. Nani. Can I put it in here? Naughty. Save. Been so long. If only I was being paid for this. Alright. Paid in dividends of future efficiency. That means... I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. So we've got that. Let's get this one. And it should be... Let's make sure it's to leave that there. Delete. Paste. I wish I had more comments on it. All of this code I didn't have to write myself. Oh, nice. Now they've got the file one that I'll probably never use. What am I doing? I pasted that already. We've got the file one. Which one? Why is it? Oh, it's complaining because it's different. Save. There's that. And here we've got this other one. And paste. Seems to be complaining here. Yes. Now it's tabbed weird. There we go. I'll leave that there for now. There we go. Build. Wow, no errors. Now when you log a message, you will pass one of the predefined result types. Exciting. It's perfect. Wait, what would it do? Yeah, probably have way too many of these. What is it called? Status code. Status code. So we've got this all implemented thanks to ChatGPT for the most part, besides all of the ideas that I've had. And inside the entry point, we are instantiating the specific logging type class, which is implementing the logger interface, and it's pushing it into this, what equates to a container of them, but it's generic. So when you would reference one of them in here, where's the, okay, it's like a static one. Yeah, when you would reference one, it should be useful generically. Or it might just add it to all of them. I didn't even look at the code. Let's take a look at the code here. Yeah, so it's actually pushing the log data to everything automatically, which is good. So in the case of, is this actually going to update? I don't think this is actually going to update anything. Well, it might automatically do it. Yeah, we'll see. No. String, put a 0. Put a 0 in there. Starting the logging system. .success, semicolon, save, build, and then I can go into here and tools, scripting, run script, the way of coding, which is my website and stuff, DLL, and it's empty. Oh no. Invoke cannot be until the window handle is created. Well, let's go back here. Why did this not work? It's right here. It's talking about this thing. Type of what? Cannot declare variable of stack. Okay, it's static. Do I even need this? I don't think that's being used anywhere. Whoops. Yeah, so why is this not, why is this not working? Oh, oh, wait, what? Oh, no? Yeah, okay, that should work. First or default. So if I had the ability to check my code, I'd go like this and then see what's in here, but I don't. Why is it not working? Although this should happen if it didn't. work. Maybe I can just not put it in here. It's probably a good idea because this might be threaded or something. So I can put it into here, I guess. And yeah, put it here maybe. And then just go take all this crap out. Rid of this. Sometimes it's just like pointless amount of complexity for the sake of being like correct or true or most flexible. Let's see if that works. Options, script, run the script. Oh, look at that. Very cool. I honestly probably don't need this code thing. Do I need the code? I don't know. I could maybe use it in the future, but that works. So vertical video project. Yeah, I don't think I did that at this point. This one works though. So these are all the render types. Last time I didn't have my exports in the photo editor that I use, but I figured out, or I did a search on my old drive, which I still haven't cleared out. And I found the registry file, so I was able to import that. And then I also had to go back in there and copy over my actions, because I have one for cosplay stuff. I might have one for the text stuff. It puts an overlay, like a watermark, basically, on exports. And then I have those two in combination to do batch export type stuff. I'd kind of considered doing, or trying to do some more open source stuff, programming, looking through my old projects, and I had wanted to do that in the past, but it's a lot of it's not in a good, like a great condition to actually do that. And the scripts that I have are very specific to me for the video editor. I mean, I've showed them on streams, so I mean the code is technically out there through my streams. But things like the dropping photos on the timeline based on GoPro footage. Let me fix this while I'm here. So when I have the modified one default, for some reason, there's format string. I think I can do this or not. Okay, it doesn't like that. What is this? Combo box. Okay, shut up. Scroll it or something? Okay. I don't see a selected option. Drop down list. Okay, need to some actual data here. Setting the selected value property in form load. So there's no way to automatically select. That's weird. Let's see what the name of it is. CB event date type to use. Wasn't that called? I don't have this labeled very well. And spell that right. Place pictures based on time relative to selected clip's date time. What I could also do is probably separate these in the first place into different tabs. I mean, it's going to be a lot of tabs, but because I always try to pull information from the clips so I can attempt to calculate it. Because usually GoPro footage is not very exact in the first place, but there could be other issues, and seeing a date time of one of the photos in the date time of the selected clip would be helpful. This one I don't even have a label for it. Font size and EXIF text. Click this. This is the tab strip thing. Here I can go and add or change or remove them. So in this case, look for the name. Should I be in programming? Yeah, I guess I could switch to the programming category for the moment. It's called software development. All right, so in this case, I'm going to separate this into pieces, looking for the text. Okay, I have no idea where that is. Oh, okay, here it is. First one is place photos. Okay, add another one, move it up. This one can be add EXIF text. Okay, why is it over there? Considering I push it up, why is it, what? Nani? There must be some other, that makes no sense. I don't know. I can't click them either. Okay, it's just a temporary thing. Just going to take these. I don't know if I can, no. Let's see what happens when I cut paste. It might mess stuff up. Down here, considering I have so much space now. That looks not great, but separate horizontal and vertical events. This one is used in tandem usually with this thing. Weird. Wonder why these have different. So does it have the blue thing around it? I don't know why. Automatic crossfade. I could have a general tools. Render vertical video pro. Okay, that's not running yet. That's weird. Getting so tired. What the heck? There is auto size. Turn that off. This is not ideal, but I guess I can turn auto size back on. I think it works on the entire thing, which has its limitations, but it's more clicks now, but it should help in the future. Capitalize that? Yeah, do the same thing. Okay, that worked. All the stuff is overlapping though. It's weird that it would bound to that, but also when it's running it overlaps. That's super obnoxious. So I'll have to go in here and like adjust it manually. Let's do 4, 2, 3, 4. Who designed this? It's like insisting on being that wide offset. So this is some of the stuff that I want. I want to track for photo placements. So what I could do is split this into a function. Wait, where is this? Yeah, I can pull this out into its own thing, and then I can run it from either one. So I want this. What am I missing here? This thing. So this would run multiple times though. If I do it like this, I could also pass the information to this one instead. But I do like having it self-enclosed. And that function name is not the best. Okay, what is this? Pull data information. There you go. So it's going to be the negative or the minimum value if it doesn't work. Let me redo this. I don't know why I didn't tab. Can't spell. Okay, I made this one too. I think it's pulling time. It must be pulling time. Unless I split it up. Yeah, it says the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be. Let me rename this. Let me first make sure this builds. Rename date time. So in here, I don't check if there's an issue. Before I mess with the other one, I can take this and I can go here and I can multiple ways this could. Is there an onload for this? No. Validated, selecting. It's probably something to refresh this when this one is selected. I probably have done it years ago. It might be in the click. It might be in, I guess I can ask ChatGPT or any other large language model thing. Let's see, what are these called? System Windows Forms Tab Control. I guess I can show this. What's it called? I don't know what you'd even call it. Tab. Yeah, these are not very much not helpful. So, wait, what? Oh, I put, whoops, place photos one. Selected index changed. Okay, it calls a function. Yeah, I guess you could do that. So it's this one. Let's not call it that. Tab. This one. No. Can I do a, I don't know if this is possible with this type. Dude, semicolon, break. Yeah. No, it's not. Maybe there's oh, I guess I could have done that too. See this, nah, it's probably fine. There we go. Cool. So we've got that. And then in this case, we can, this. So we can do a label. Just take that big thing there. Text equals, oh no, open AI. What am I doing? This, not this. I'm gonna go to the code. Where is it? Why is it not working? Okay, there's static functions. Well, I could do it for all of them. That would be more useful, actually. Yeah. So yeah, it could be different. I highly doubt there's a multiple thing here. To use this. Okay, that's doing I'm just gonna keep going down the line here. So if I want all of those at once, then I would have to redo this function probably. So there isn't a clean solution because this doesn't have a multiple. That's all that has. Why there's access created, modified, create. Oh, that's default. It's an enumerator. So I could just modify this to make it a little bit more complex. Something like Boolean or bool, technically. I think I'm just going to do a separate function. Because then I have to change this to, just trying to think which one would be better long term. To have two things or just one that's more complex. Because I'd have to make this a struct array of some type. Or a list of whatever. I don't remember all of the options. I mean, initially, when I was getting into programming, it was like, oh yeah, I want to make games. But I mean, technically I did make some back then. And it's got a question mark. Honestly, I don't remember what that means. Maybe it's a null thing. Shell property. Microsoft Windows API Code Pack. Shell property system. Shell property defines a strongly typed property object. All writable property objects must be of this type to be able to call the value setter. T is date time. Is it? Question mark. I guess I can look it up. What's the question mean when? See if it figures out that weird nullable type. Means that the variable can hold either a value of the type or null. Very cool. So, I mean, I could also do overloading. I think that's what it's called. So I would use the same function name but different parameters. And then based on what parameters are used, the correct one would be selected. I'm not sure if that works with different return types. Let me check. ASCII and stuff. So you can't do that according to this. This, which I assumed not. It's been a while. What is that? Can overload the method by changing the parameters or use different method names. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to do. And then there's a feature of C# where you can have something in the parameter list that goes out afterwards. So you would assign that information after, but it does not look like it. According to this, it does not overload. However, you can overload methods by differentiating the parameter types or number. Well, I mean, yeah, right? So that does work, but both of them, I don't know, they might add pointless complexity. They increased the flexibility of return stuff in general. So, I mean, the out parameter is probably not the best thing to use because it does add some confusion of what's going on. That said, space is cheap, although maintainability is not cheap. Let's get all, and then I don't even need this. Got our using statement that is a thing. This is generally something that opens and closes like file access. It's an easier way to do it, but I'm not totally sure on like when and how it works, and which is dangerous. But so what I can do here is do with the property. I could even separate that into a function, which would simplify both of them. This, and when we take whatever this is, why does that does not exist? I'd rid of this. I'm gonna be getting rid of those in a second. Okay, so all right. I must have copied that from somewhere. That is not my formatting. I don't capitalize anything, and I don't generally punctuate it in comments. I think more like paper. So I want to duplicate this up here. Take this and put it. I don't know. It's a class. Oh, that's kind of not great. So this is like what the heck is a property key? Yeah, so I couldn't relate this to this. So this is probably going to be a waste of time. Let's not do that. And then in this case, we're going to have a list of date time. Oh, thank you. I knew what I wanted. There's probably a few options. List was the first thing that I could think of. Well, so with this one, this is a key value pair thing. And then we could do, what was the name of that? File attribute. Yeah, that's my own thing. Oh, wait, I made this. Oh, I can do that. Problem solved. I thought this was a pre-existing thing. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm in this. So all I'd have to do is go like this. Case, all, break, and then put it in there. Let me see. Find, you know what? This is probably dumb, but whoops, why am I doing this? So I can go like this and just change this to this thing. So it always returns that. Oh, that looks weird. And then just forego that and just do it for all of them. So it's not like it's a big processing intensive thing to do all of them. And then I don't need the all thing. I'm confused. You can get rid of this. Need that. Don't need this. There we go. Don't need that. And then each one of these will have its own check. Shell property, date time property. And then the results is new. I don't need to do that. That's wrong. Add. So in this case, I should have deleted. Getting confused. Which one is the first one? Accessed. Comma. How does it return? Okay, it's this thing. There we go. So we've got, I could even, so I'm still going to add a result for each one. But in this case, it's going to be that. So that when the functions would read whichever one they want, they're going to have something in it. And this thing, so this would never be a case anymore. Well, actually, that's not true. Well, just leave it. Date created, access, correct. Get rid of this. I mean, to go even further, instead of doing it like this, I could add them up here, which would make more sense in case there's a issue. Yeah, so that there's an expected result always accessed. Oh, I have to put a question mark there. So it's nullable. Do I want to do that though? Well, what I can do is this. So then I don't need this. This is going to happen up here. I mean, it's a little bit slower if you think about it. Well, maybe not. But in some situations, depending on how it's written, it would be slower. But in this case, it wouldn't be because I'm going to be doing it either way. Well, no, that's not true. It would be slower because if it always hit this top thing, then these would have never been filled like this. But this is like the safer way to do it. Oh, I need to change this. So go like brackets and then take this, get rid of this, put that there. And I can just overwrite the other one. Yeah, it is technically slower, but in reality, I don't think it matters. I just have to fix these. Whoa, here we go. Where is this? Okay, that's in the using statement. That's why it's screwed up. Don't want it there. We want it here. Is that not spelled properly? Also, I don't need it to be nullable. Okay, yeah, that's why it was a problem. Get file date time. We get everything, return it as a dictionary with the file attribute as the key, accessed, created, modified. In the case of some issue, we get minimum value, which is a really unrealistic value. Likely when computers did not exist. It's probably 1900 or something. So we've got these good. And then if a property is found that has a value, it's going to take it and push it into that keyed array called a dictionary. Yeah, so that looks good. Now when I build this, it's going to have an error because I need to fix things that called it this. Here, I can get rid of this. It's all handled internally at that point. Build it again. All right, get selected. Clip file date. Go creation time. Date to use. So this does complicates things a little bit here. And then I can get rid of that. Time of this. Why is it complaint? Oh, okay, that's wrong. Duh. Why is it not working? Why is it green? Yeah, this is bad. I'm changing too much stuff. It could lead to so many issues if it were a really complex program, because then I would have to keep going down the line and fixing things as I'm doing right now. But after a certain point, it's going to be so complex of, if it were a production thing or a corporate thing or whatever, you wouldn't want to do this. But for my little script thing, it's not a huge deal. So now this thing's going to be returning a null potentially, unless I want to fix it. Get selected clip file date. So I could turn this one generic as well, considering this one does the work. And there's only one thing that uses it. Select it. Oh, I just make this? Yeah, I think I just made this. Considering I want all of them, I have to change this anyways. So I need to let me flip and edit it. Don't want that. Oh, I guess I'd get rid of all of this. So this could currently return a null value, which is not ideal, but a lot of stuff needs to be changed in here too. Yay. Turns, did I not spell that right? Oh, something was going weird. If, there you go. Oh, I stupid. Else. No. There we go. That, or we break this down. Dot access. No. Why do you think that's what I want? To this thing, I guess. So I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to add to it. There's other ways to do it, of course, but yeah. Why would it want me to do that? No. New line? New. No. Jeez, I can't remember. Is it new? No. New. No. I can't remember. I can't remember. Okay. Can't spell. New line. There we go. So this is good for expandability of different languages and stuff, because generally old programming, you do like a carriage return line feed. You just add those characters to the string, but this was a better way to do it. So it's more flexible. Yeah, /r/n. Yeah. Oh, it helps with cross environment. I thought it was also cultural stuff too, but it's like cross environment. So in this case, we've got plus equals. Well, I don't need that. Why is it complaining? Okay, yeah, I removed a little bit of it. There we go. So I got that, but there are problems in here now. So I can take this thing. Where is this? Oh, I wanted that. Yes. Else. No. Open same song again. Need more music. I don't know what that is, but it's going away. So I don't need this if I have it set like this. And this will be this. So what happens now is you get the media information from the selected clip. It gets pushed into this object. I make that dictionary for my modified thing, and then I get the information. It fills all of them by default now, and then I'm going to pull one out, because if I didn't, it would make these more complex. Well, yeah, let's put it up here. Although if I separate those, then there's a chance I'll miss this. Yeah, I don't know. Put it up there. This does the adjustment from the user, which eventually ends up here. I don't really need this extra variable, because I can just use this. And it's just like extra processing for no reason. Make sure I copied this properly. I did not. I did not. Let's go like this. Okay, why did that implode? What? Huh? What happened here? And then get rid of this thing. No, I don't need this because this automatically gets filled with the, let me check. Yeah, there we go. I don't even know where that other one was. Build. All right. I do have a clip selected. That's why it worked. And it's going to do it every time I click on that now. Not sure how tall I need to make this. It looks about border style. Border. Back color. Border style. Fixed single. So I see that this GoPro clip has a accessed created. Oh, these are only times. Why are they only times? Oh, it's not really what I want. To go back into this to long to, I think I just have to append these together to long date plus I could put a space. Now I have to, that should be good. Build it. Oh wow. Yeah, that's not quite what I wanted. January 5th, September 7th, September 7th. See how off these are. So in addition to that, I want it to make this thing work, I have to click on here and then select some of these. I want it to pick the first one and then give me information on that. So then I don't have to seek it out every time. That's probably a bit more involved, actually. Probably work on this itself so I can have something released. Because all of what I'm doing right now is not needed at the moment. So anyways, in addition to that, I would like to do the other thing. So we've got offset, we've got negative offset, we've got the file thing. I usually use modified. That seems to be the correct one. But when I started making it, I wasn't sure which, you know. So let's go into here. Which, I don't know. And get the track information. Make sure there's at least one track, or one selected track. Track photo placements, video track. Here we go. Media pool. So this is another thing that I'll probably have to make a function on. And then it's gonna do it twice to a degree. And it checks it for at least one picture. Get the creation date of the event on the timeline. Okay, this is the thing that I just changed quite a bit. Loop through the selected media and relate their creation time to the, so I'm gonna have to, so this one for each current media file, get date taken. So I already have a function, so I can use this thing, copy that, and then I would use this and just like get the first one from here. So that's a media object. So I want these. None of that stuff works here because the people that make this editor disable all of the ability to do stuff like that. Selected media, and then we kind of do this. And then file path, so I can, should I call this git? No. So what I want to do here is, oh, yes. No, I don't want it like that. There must be an easier way to get it to work. So I don't need to, I have it set by default up here, so I don't need to do it down in here. And then if the code gets to this spot, it'll eventually push an actual value into it. I said that I wasn't going to capitalize this stuff. Yeah, date taken. Capture date. It's returns the first elements of a sequence or default value. What is default value? How would I know its default value? Can I go? I don't know if I can see anything. Go to base. No. Close reference. Whatever. TEF. It's very possible I don't have anything like that. To string. No idea. So I've got this thing. I've got those. That one's only pulling one datetime value. There could be other ones in the EXIF, but so far it's worked. Yes. And it's going to return a, yeah, I guess. Although that should never happen. And minimum value. Minimum value. Bro. Oh, there's a breakdown here. I don't know how to describe that. Oh, nice. But I also want, oh, how nice. Yeah, sure, we'll do that too. Oh, I put an extra semicolon in there. Like this. First photos, date, time. Pick one of these. Don't really need that. That should be good. Let's pick one of these. Pick those. And then tools. Run script. Yay. But the box is too small. Now let's do it with just this one. Script. What? Okay, that's confusing. Something's wrong. It said that's correct, but for some reason it pulled it a second time. I don't know why. Big also. I don't know what this is. I think it's a console for this. Save. Let's try this one. 9/7/2024, 6/28/28. I could even do a calculation here of a potential offset. Usually it's modified. So that says there's probably no point doing an offset because the start of the GoPro footage is not going to align with the first photo. It's just whenever I take the first photo. So that's kind of what the offset was the purpose of it was for. But there's also issues with timing of the GoPro and the camera. So if the camera has the wrong date or the GoPro has the wrong time, that's a consideration. But you can see that the creation date for the GoPro footage, 6/26, and then it says 1/22, which is clearly the closest one. The photos date time. Never changes that title. Yeah. So that's a nice little improvement. You're not going to have a zero focal length. So in that case, I'm going to look at this. I don't know why it's down there. I could put a little label here. Maybe I should switch to the programming category. Oh wait, it's called software development. Yeah. All right. All right. So the goal here, this is our interface. So this is the top level. I should make it more descriptive. I mean, I'm the only person that uses this, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I can make it more descriptive. On the side here, this thing, the properties panel, you've got your properties and you have your events. I guess it's called events. And so an example of an event is a click on this button. So that button has a click event. Anyways, if we go into here, I can adjust the properties of this label I just put in. Can't read this thing, overlays. Okay, it doesn't wrap. So this is just a descriptor for this thing. I can add a checkbox maybe. So add a checkbox, and this can say something like replace focal length. Manual lens indicator. Yeah, so a checkbox for that. And then I can have either a text box or a list box. I think it'll be easier just to type it in. Another label. So we've got a text. I'm going to use the same name basically. So these are going to be disabled by default. And then when this is checked, they'll flop. So in that case, we need an action. So we have key events, we have mouse events, but I just want like a check change. Yeah, check state changed. I have to remember how to access this probably. There's like 10 billion ways to do things usually. And the information passed here, you can pull its own self from these, but you can also just refer to the thing itself here with that name. Let me ask ChatGPT which one's smarter. I have a checkbox with the function this. Yeah, okay. Reduces the flexibility and reusability. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thanks, AI. AI. I've never said that it was an inherently bad or unuseful thing, because it's definitely it's turned more and more useful as time has progressed. Even in a relatively short amount of time, it's gotten more useful. Because I did do a few tests with the programming stuff early on, and it was rough, but there was like a glimmer of hope. I do have a YouTube channel for this too. I just don't post much on it. This is the more flexible way of doing this. So whenever an event happens, it's going to be passing this object, and then you can use typecasting, but this is what it's called. It's a quicker way to do typecasting when you know exactly what's going on. I don't know the description of this compared to normal typecasting, which looks like this. So you put a pre-argument, and then this is normal typecasting, but I think this one is faster maybe. Who knows? I'm not a developer of programming languages, so it's code completing some of it for me, which is nice. So if it's checked, we want to make this enabled. Oh, yeah, I guess that could work. Okay, there we go. So this will enable or disable that other control based on the state of the checkbox, and then I can do it for the label too. Just need the name of it. There we go. I have to test it through the program. Yeah, so you can see this is clickable here, but when I uncheck, it's not clickable, and it turns gray. So that's what we want. And then I would put like 50, and then I would run this, and so now I have to add the actual code. So we got that. We can take this. Now we want to go into here. So here's the function file EXIF to text overlay. We're going to go into this thing with definition, and then I can add additional parameter. This is manual lens indicator. I need to update this. Oh, there we go. So now we've got a property in here, but I can also go back and fix this real quick, which I need the name again. Oh, wait. I'm going to need 2 parameters. Yeah. No, I need that like this, so it fits a little bit better. And you can also go in here and add the param. Yeah, so should probably fill those out. This one is probably 1 word. Keep doing it. Good enough. So we've got our 2 additional parameters. We've got our thingamajigs. And then we go cb.check and text. So now we're passing those 2 things from the interface. Considering it's just me using this thing, I don't really care about making sure the data is correct. Now, when you're doing anything public facing, obviously you have to vet the data coming in. In this case, it's just a text box. I don't really care if it, whatever I type in there, it doesn't matter. It's just me. But if you do care, if you need to care, obviously vet the data, vet any input. Yep, so we got those. Go to definition at these 2. Let's look at the code and figure out how to modify this thing. I'll probably have to pass it further down the line. Make a new track if something. I think there's a bug in here that causes issues. But anyways, for each track event, find pictures. Okay, I think this is an old comment that was my previous version. Generate the text overlay, font size, return track, current track. Let's go in here. Question is, how far down the line do I want to add the actual functionality? Should probably put it here. Let's see how many things this breaks. So I'm just, oh, no, there we go. All right, so let's go back deep. Whoops, go back into here, go to definition. So this is where I can actually modify the function of it now that I have 2 additional variables to define this whole thing. So in that case, what is this? Metadata is a list of string. Add $, focal length, tags to include contains focal length, and this thing is true. Add the thing. Is this assign it in the... Oh, okay, this is an out. This is pretty classy code here. I don't know if I wrote this or I bet ChatGPT wrote this, because this is like pretty cool. So what's happening is if statement, inside the if statement, it's actually executing the fetch of EXIF information with this try get single, and then it's using this function here has an out. Now, it's possible I had written some of this. I'm not sure though. This function has an out, and that pushes the focal length value. And then what I can do here is if, oh, it knows. So this is the default basically. If I'm expecting a normal lens that has data, just do this. So I could go like this and then put this at the top. If I wanted at the top, this is a not. So if this is not true, do that. If it's true, we want to put this in here instead. And also I have to deal with this because if it's 0 focal length, it's going to be no aperture either in the data. So I'll probably have to duplicate this code here. Yeah, no, well, actually that's fine because we only want to check for aperture if we're expecting a normal focal length, but also false. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's delete. Well, I'll save this one. Tool, script, run script 50. There we go. First try, 50 millimeter. It does not show the aperture. Shows the shutter speed. Shows the, why is it? What? So for the shutter speed, it doesn't add any like extras. Do I need? Is it always TH for 100th, 200th, 3? No. If it were seconds, it would be a different indicator. How would I do that though? I guess if it's a whole number, it's going to be seconds, but if it's a fraction, it's going to be TH, like 1/200th. What does this return? It returns a string. Shutter speed value, simplify. I don't know what the $sign means. It's doing a division. What is it? So if I had this return a number instead of a text value, I could check it more easily or just like more efficiently technically. Because I could still check the string, but then it's going to do a conversion to it. What I can do here is make 2 windows real quick. Go to definition, and I could copy whatever this is. I assume this $sign thing is just removing the fractional piece. Okay, so it's like 1 over something. Actually, this might be wrong. This might not work properly with shutter speeds that are a second or more or longer. Because it's forcing a fraction in the return. I think that's a bug. I did not write this code. This must have been ChatGPT. So that's not how I format stuff. I could ask it to fix this. See if it is capable. Check if the denominator is 1. If it is, that means the shutter speed is an integer and should be displayed as seconds instead of a fraction. Why is this the same then? What? Let me change this. Strong. Fix the rest of it. Yeah. Wait, what would we do? Yeah, okay, that's good. Copy this. Go to definition. Comment this out. Paste this in. Make sure it's, yeah, so that's good. Go here. See what it did. Format shutter speed. So I have another function. I mean, do I need another function? I'll put it up here. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it, how advanced it is for these specific tasks, because so much data has been produced about this like level of task that doesn't reference specific like rare things. Pretty cool. Although I think maybe in more current large language models, it's better at, like, if I were to ask it to do actual Vegas Pro coding, maybe it could if I gave it enough context. I haven't tried recently, so I'm not sure. But what is a average row? What is this? Rational number? Read only struct each numerator denominator. Interesting. So instead of, I didn't know this existed. Instead of, then it changes this. Okay, it has 2 return statements. Man, this is cool. You still need to know what you're doing, but yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of this, put it down here, and then get rid of this, and then copy this one. No, this one. Paste it. Save. Format shutter speed. All right. But also, what does it? It's even adding comments. How cute. I mean, function comments. Oh, it's putting spaces. That's kind of weird. I know, is that normal? Oh, I guess that's normal. Obviously, I haven't verified any of the function of this, but yeah. Build it tools. I kind of doubt I have anything that's a long exposure in here, but I'll have to test it at some point. D. Okay, I don't want a space in there. I want it like right next to it. That's cool though. Very neat. It's gonna take these spaces out. Nice. Nice. Let's run it over 2 of them. Let's not do that and see what happens. Yeah, so it's got the 0, 0, 1 200th, 100th, delete. And then we'll check this one, put the 50. Yeah, 50, 1 200th. Yeah, very nice, very nice. I just need to verify the long exposure. Run script. All right, so we've got 5 second, 3 second. I think that's wrong. Yeah. Okay, so that's wrong. 5 over 2, 2, 13 tenth, 1 second. 10 13th, 2 fifths, 1/8 of a second, 10 second, 15 second. All right, so we need to figure this out. I don't know which ones those were. 13 tenth, my flipping calculator. It's 1.3. All right, let's see if it works without modification. I should probably tell it to change this to go like format comments like I would format comments. All right, build it. 5 second, 3 second, 2.5 second, 2 second, 1.6, 1.3. 1 second. 10 13. What does that mean? This one's broken. Well, 10 13. Whoops. What? 1 over 1.3. Why would that be in the 1 over 1.3? Math. Well, let's see if it works without me having to actually write code. So it's adding 2 specific cases. I don't know if those are, it seems like it's the only ones in the camera, but I'm not sure, because if I set it to a different exposure step, I'm not sure where that is in the camera, but I think you can do half steps and third steps. I'll have to test it. Oh wait, whatever, I'll just copy it and see. I've been using that for videos. It's very possible I've never taken a longer exposure and noticed it, like within the realm of the videos. Build th, don't want a space there. Oh, it's doing hard coded. I don't know if that's gonna work all the time. 5 second, 3 second, 2.5, 2, 1 and 1 6, 1 1 1 3, 1 second. This one didn't work. 5 eighths, 2 fifths, 1/8. Yeah, that did not work. Well, I think I'm done for now. Let me see. It's 2 5 2 4 to manage. Yeah, it's 0.625. See where the weird ones are. I don't know if that's even correct. 2520. Whoops. This one. It's 1.6, 1.3, 1 second. Okay, so it's not, you would think this would be a fraction, what, 0.4. So we hit 1/8 of a second. 4/3. No, I hit my limit. ChatGPT says it's done dealing with my crap. It got tired of me. That goes a lot shorter. What am I doing? This, correct? Still screwed up. 2/5. I should have taken more example photos in this range of what the heck. Let's see if it still works when I can. Whoops, it's not going to even let me talk. 10. Where's my calculator? Whatever, I'm going to see if it works. Save, build. All right. Okay. Now, it might not deal with everything. There could be some other cases, but it fixed those. Cool. So that's programming with assistance. I'm going to head out. See ya. Peace.